Hey guys, I am the 90s Doggo and we are in another 90s Doggo podcast. And this time we are going to talk about something that has been in my mind lately, the Netflix anime of Devil May Cry made by Adi Shankar. Some people probably already know him by the Castlevania infamous in the later seasons. But here I have Alex.
Hi, it's me again, and I am right here, even if this channel is dead. But we are back!
Yeah, and we also have Stygian.
Again.
Hello there. I'm back here again, and boy, do I got a lot to say for this show.
Okay,
This
well,
show or this shit, you could say.
shit show.
Yeah.
a real, a real winner, I would say, to be honest.
Okay, who start?
Okay, you
All
start,
right,
Stygian. Say something.
all right then. I guess a good place for us to start would be the very beginning of the series. I would say, like, right now, the first three episodes of the series start off, decently well. They're definitely the best part of the show, as you guys would know.
Yeah, it's like a soft reboot of Devil May Cry 3, you could say, a reimagination, and obviously, the real Devil May Cry 3 is much better, but for what it is, was good, even decent, you could say.
Yeah, because they are doing the the bait and switch. So obviously, for that they have to bait you first. They make a few episodes that okay start a little with a little of
Comedy and
no, not
action,
even comedy, it's pure exposition.
yeah.
But you think this is to get it out of the way, the lore, and then we are going to see a lot of action, and then it starts to be a lot of action.
Oh
uh,
yeah, like oh sorry.
the first episodes that the these Darkom guys start to hire some
Bounty Hunters.
see to get Dante. They need him, and they start to say, "Oh, Dante's so scary. He's so powerful, and this and that," and then. They actually go to him and he beats their ass, and you think, oh, this is going to be a good anime because he's defeating them
Yeah.
Yeah,
in a very cool way.
absolutely. Yeah, like he puts up a real good fight. Like you can tell that he's not even really trying, to put all his effort behind it because, well, they're humans, and in the world of Devil May Cry, demons are actually far stronger than people think. So he doesn't need to overexert himself, and it is a very entertaining like action piece, I'll admit. One thing I could give this show credit is that the action is actually, not that bad. It's actually, fairly decent, pretty good even at times.
Yeah,
But
but the
but
thing is
yeah.
that, like I said, just that's just the bait. Later you get the switch, the change.
Ironically, sorry for interrupting, but I think this second episode, the ambush with all the bounty hunters in Dante's shack or whatever it is, in his office, is probably the best action piece in the whole show. And it's just a comedic one, but it's probably the best you will see in this show.
Yeah,
Oh
because they
yeah.
are kind of trying to. They are basically taking a lot of inspiration eh, from the intro in Devil May Cry 3. You know, where it is also in the Devil May Cry store and all of that.
Oh yeah. In like his, you know, work in progress office at the time. where he does like something similar, but just with the demons and such. It's a really good action piece, and I could definitely see that they were, definitely making a callback to it, which this anime does a lot. They do a lot of callbacks to like the games, and they even do that with like other Capcom properties from time to time,
Yeah, a
which we'll
lot of
probably mention later
references.
on.
Even to Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Or like with Raccoon City and
Yeah.
from Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
but you start to see some things that already were off. Like Dante in his first mission, when we see him rescue a woman from a few demons, he starts doing pop culture references, which is something that he didn't do. He never does. Oh, Skeletor didn't live up to the 80s, blah 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 blah, I am Deadpool.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
Dante.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. And this Dante is like a little more stupid, you could say. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had his guard down all the time. That
Yeah.
woman even punched him in a Johnny Bravo sketch, you could say. That was somewhat funny, but it's not Dante. That.
I get it that they're trying to say, oh, this Dante is inexperienced and he's very young and he will become the Dante that you know and love later. Dante in Devil May Cry 3 is like 18 years old. That's the youngest that we can see him, and he was an absolute badass.
He beat the crap out of Arkham and Virgil.
Yeah, he was a cocky asshole, but he could back it up because he was a real badass. This other guy is a cocky asshole, but he doesn't back it up because he's a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like at least with like in the games, when Dante, was messing around, it's usually like you said in situations where he doesn't have to take it seriously. It's something that he can handle. But when it comes to like specific moments like in the game with like say Lady or with his brother Virgil, his tone takes a very clear change. Like he's more serious depending on the subject, and it especially comes with his brother. Anything with Virgil, he takes it incredibly seriously. But like in the show, it's like he's goofy like 24/7, like almost all the time. Like his like, laid back persona is just cranked up to 11 here.
Yeah, and I think that, uh, yeah, and you start seeing, yeah, some mischaracterizations of Dante, like in his shop, Devil May Cry, he has a lot of video games, and in the games that was never a thing. He was more like someone that appreciated, old technology like discs, the very big ones with
Wurlitzer.
yeah. And
Oh
in
yeah.
here he's playing video games like a man child.
And have,
Oh yeah.
like those one arcade apps, that have bugging his office.
Yeah, and I get it. They wanted to get use that as an excuse to get a Street Fighter reference in attack, but they also wanted to have references to Devil May Cry 5 with the Faust, which is the cowboy dance.
Oh yeah, the
And
hat. I
He was
forgot they
playing
put that
like
in.
some Dance Revolution kind of
yeah,
game.
but you know what? Another mischaracterization. They make him so he loses the game, and he looks, dude, I am a loser again. And you are like, if Dante was playing a game, which he never has, because one of the jokes I think in the games is that he's one of those video game characters that never plays video games. But in here, they wanted to do that to make him look like a loser again.
Not only that, Dante is actually poor in the, Devil May Cry canon. He's almost, broke, without money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He only used money to buy pizza and some things like that.
Yeah, I mean Dante is a bit of a loser in the sense that he wastes all his money because he's depressed, and he masks that with
Sarcastic
by being
comments.
sarcastic and being and making jokes, uh, but they never humiliate him. He is always confident in his attitude. And here he's like he doesn't know how to make
How
jokes.
can I say this? Dante, in society, he could be a loser. You know, he don't have a job or he lives in a bad place, but he's just good in one thing, killing demons. And that's the only thing in what he's good.
Yeah, but in here they're like making him look insecure and all of that. And the thing that Dante is that he's always confident.
Oh yeah, that's actually another thing I wanted to mention is that this anime has a very strong interest, I guess is the nice way to say it, to put Dante down. Like they do, like with the start of the fighting scene, you know, at the start of the series, you know, they're kind of like prepping him up that like he's this badass, you know, he can do so much. You know, like you said, they're kind of like, you know, fooling you or tempting you to think that this is going to be good. But then like after that, it's just downhill from there, and it gets worse. Like let's what's a good play? Oh yeah, like when he first meets, I believe, Lady in the show, like
Yeah,
after
that's when
he gets
he
attacked by the
starts.
bounty hunters, right?
Yeah, that's when he starts to starts the humiliation of Dante.
That's when Dante
Oh yeah.
falls in of Star Wars and Lady Rey,
Yeah.
you could say.
Now you know
That's
what?
oh
Ray
boy.
from Star Wars it was better.
Yeah. At least Ray had a little bit of something to go off of, you know. But
Yeah.
just oh boy, with
And yeah,
the
everyone
show,
says
well, like
that it's easy to say, "Oh, Ray is worse," but the thing is that in the Force Awakens, a lot of people thought it was good because she wasn't too awful yet, and this anime is just the first season, and she's already insufferable.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And they ruined one of the best
yeah.
characters, Lady.
Like when we're
She's one
first
of my
introduced to Lady,
favorites.
a little, I think a little earlier in the episode.
What?
Oh yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, sorry. I thought you guys cut out. What I was gonna say, what was it? Like how I believe is a little earlier in the episode when Lady gets introduced. The show, you know, really strongly tells us what kind of character she is. Like how she mentions Sparta's story. Oh yeah, Sparta. Sparta also doesn't even even though he doesn't appear in the show, they insult him as well, and they do it through Lady. I mean, they do it through everybody, but Lady in particular. Like Lady, the way she talks about the story of Sparta, you know how like he closed up the portals, any entrance from the human world to hell, so that all of humanity could be safe because he was rebelling against Mundus's evil plans. Just for some reason, Lady just takes the story and just treats it like it's something that's boring or not so important. Like she just insults Sparta when he locks up the portal, saying that that's the least he could do. It's like, I'm sorry, what? Like, who are you? You're not Lady. Like, this is not how Lady acts, and she excessively curses too, and it
Yeah,
gets
she's always saying
painfully grating.
She's always saying, motherfucker, you shit, fuck, fucker.
Yeah, with that monotone voice.
And now she thinks she's so cool, like, fucker. And oh my god, she sounds like a has-been hotel chapter.
She really does. But like somehow it's even more annoying, and that's saying something. You know,
I mean,
like
the has-been hotel chapters at least have some personality.
and are a little more funny, you could say.
Yeah.
They are, annoying in purpose.
Yeah. No, I think that Adi Shankar thought that
Oh,
Lady
yeah.
was being cool when she was.
Yeah, that she was badass, not
When
just
she-
an annoying jerk.
Yeah, yeah, like she was cursing like an annoying kid that doesn't even know how to do a real slur. She just saying the most basic insults and acts like she's cool for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the show constantly like props her up. You know, like,
She's
oh,
like
she's
the
so
real
cool. Dang,
protagonist
she
of
put
this
Dante
show,
down.
Yeah.
not Dante.
Yeah. Oh, like, oh yeah. Actually, now that you brought up protagonist, like, yeah, I'd also say Lady is one of the main protagonists, or like one of the main two, outside of if we ignore Dante because Dante gets sidelined anyway. There's also the main villain of the show. I
Yeah,
think you guys are familiar with him.
Yeah.
White Rabbit.
Yeah, but I think we have to mention more about Lady first because
Yeah, enough Dante.
yeah, because Lady, we also have to say that yeah, when she is first introduced, okay, she was annoying, saying insults all the time, and you think that oh, they want to emphasize more the aspect that she is racist towards the demons, because even Sparta, she insulted him, even though he saved the world and all of that. The humanity. And you could tell that even though Lady in the games hated demons, she respected Sparta.
Yeah, and there's good reason why she respected him because he saved all of humanity from the demon world because he cared about them, and that alone deserved her respect because she knew he's not that bad.
And in the anime, she says, well, I guess that fucker grew a conscience and decided to do one good thing for once.
Oh yeah, I hate that so
And
much.
what
Ugh.
about her Power Rangers Overwatch squad?
Yeah, they were useless.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like her squad, like her teammates, right?
Yeah, I mean them.
And this
They
is...
look like some Overwatch wannabe characters.
And you see, later, when Lady confronts Dante, they had to make her defeat him, and it makes no sense because Dante is, even though this Dante is less powerful than in the games, they already showed him in this anime dodging bullets from those bounty hunters, and in here she can even catch up to a normal human. And I think that
Oh yeah,
and I think they could have made it a little more believable if her entire team worked together to capture Dante instead of just her by herself and making Dante look like a idiot.
yeah, that would have been much better. Honestly, it would have made the teammates all the more engaging. It would have really sell that point that Lady is a leader. Like even with all these skills and she's considered the best, she can't do everything. So she needs them to help out for a reason. Because like it also would imply that she knows her limits and knows that she needs a team to back her up on this one. But nope, they don't do that. They never do. Actually, I don't know if they ever do work as a team. Do they?
No? They didn't even show them killing lesser demons.
No, they got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I don't recall them winning
The
anything.
bosses kill them from the games, but still, they were just a meat grinder.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
more. Used to say, I know why they introduced those characters. Used to create a failed sensation of, in this show everything can die. One of the main characters is dead and all that.
Yeah, but they're not even main characters. They are secondary at most. It's easy.
And that's putting it
Already lame
generously.
characters, you could
Yeah, they were super boring, nothing
Probably, wait. The best character in this show is not Dante, not Lady, not even the main villain. I think was Enzo, the
Yeah.
friend of Dante.
And
Oh
for
yeah,
one
Enzo.
and just for one reason, because they copy and pasted the personality of Enzo from Bayonetta.
And the Enzo from Bayonetta was based on a manga character of Devil May Cry,
Yeah.
Nametenso.
Yeah.
So
So technically,
all
like,
for
Addy
second-
didn't really add much with Enzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably the most funny one. Character.
Yeah, the only one that actually was funny
I
when
don't
he
know
said-
why they use him.
Oh, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
don't
No, sorry. Go
know
ahead.
what was his role too much. Be a friend of Dante.
Yeah.
Or what?
Just that.
See.
Yeah, I think he was also his employer too. I believe,
Yeah,
right?
He made him jobs. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why the Darkon went to him to find Dante.
But didn't he have Morrison in the anime classic and games? Hmm?
I think they prefer to, instead of showing a chapter from the games and the old anime, they preferred to make a reference to Bayonetta and the manga.
Yeah. Because
Oh yeah, for sure.
how could I say? This show practically is its own thing and is bad and all that. But this show have something that even the Madhouse anime that is much better doesn't have. This love reference and fan service to the games. It's like, did you saw the Super Mario movie? Just look, there is a toad. Look, there is a fire flower. Look. Yeah, it's like, where is Waldo in this series?
The Mario movie was more of a story than this anime, because that had the references, but were mostly things in the background. Here, they make shallow references a lot of times.
Yeah, in in the first shot in one scene.
Yeah, like in here, they bring demons from that were bosses from the game, but they are basically references because they don't do anything interesting with them. They don't even are faithful to their abilities and powers from the games.
And they have a horrible CGA.
Yeah, all of them. For
Oh
some
my
reason.
god, yeah.
I don't know why, but it would be cooler to have its own bosses and demons like the Madhouse anime.
Yeah.
Huh?
But it's because they can't be creative, because every time that this anime tries to create a original design for a demon, they look awful.
Yeah.
And they even make worse
They really
designs.
do.
They make the designs of the bosses demons from the games. Not just because they are in CGA, but because for example, Agni Rudra are bosses from Devil May Cry 3, and they're more
Aronis.
yeah, and the most important aspect of them is that they are headless,
Decapitated.
and their head is on the pommel of their swords, and that's where they
Oh, yeah.
target everything. But in here, their head is just there, and they look like a generic troll from Harry Potter.
They really do.
Yeah. So, and not only them are just worse version. You have a Midget, Calabaleri, Angelo for some reason.
Yeah, super small, and he's just a dude with a electric sword because he
Oh.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys. My thing had a bit of an error.
We were talking about Cavalier Angelo that is so much nerfed from the games.
Oh my god, Cavalier. Oh, what have they done to you, man? I wanted to talk about him too. they did him so dirty. I mean, we could say that for all the bosses, but
Yeah.
Cavalier just got the worst of it, man. Like he looks really ugly in this CG style, like you guys pointed out with the other bosses, but like he hardly, like it's hardly even Cavalier. Him, along with like the other Devil May Cry bosses, all of them are treated as like kind of like fodder
Jokers.
demons, you know?
Yeah. And
And
well, let's talk now about the big potato, the villain of the show.
Yeah, we can talk
oh
about the other
boy.
aspects later because yeah, after Lady defeats Dante in a really stupid way, like she just shoots a few tasers at him, and that somehow knocks him out. Even though earlier he got uh, he got shot with a shotgun directly in the stomach, and it destroyed his spine and everything, and he regenerated it instantly. And here, oh, a few tasers knocked him out, and also he was dodging bullets earlier, and that he can't dodge this taser thing. But then
Yeah.
when Dante and Enzo are captured, then they get attacked by the White Rabbit, the main villain of this season.
Well, his music is very cool.
Yeah, I think it is better than the White Rabbit from the manga of Devil May Cry. They
Well, that was an obscure manga that not
yeah,
many people
and it
know.
and it wasn't meant to be an important chapter, but here it is really important. The main villain of this season.
Oh
And
yeah.
he looks cool, but and his personality is cool and mysterious and dark, but sadly his backstory sucks.
Yeah, but first let's talk more about him. Like, in fact, the first thing that we saw in this anime was him attacking the Vatican because he wanted to get Force Edge is a very important sword to to the lore and the world, and you will think that it will be better protected, and this guy just walks here and grabs it like it is nothing.
Well, there was like, 5 guards.
No, those were bounty hunters, don't you remember?
Ah, yeah.
The wards
Oh yeah, the mercenaries.
were just GUI with swords, but in the real Vatican, yeah, there are GUIs with swords, but those are just ceremonial. There are also GUIs with guns in the Vatican. It's a very important place.
Yeah, like there's like in the real world or any world really, they would not leave this, very important place so lightly guarded, especially with all these like incredibly valuable items. And I'm not sure if like Force Edge is known that well in the Devil May Cry world, at least like this version, but if it is, it's like I don't know. Wouldn't you want better security, like some of the best, to keep that thing safe? You
Well,
know?
that
You know what I mean?
was Sparda own sword, if I remember. Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his main sword. At least up until, he decided to place it away, or I don't know how the hell it ended up in the museum. I don't think that was never explained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, back to
But
the
like,
White Rabbit.
Yeah,
to the
that's what
Playboy
Yeah.
Bunny.
that was his introduction, and of course, one of the things he mentioned is that humans have been very nasty and evil and all of that, and they hate hell and all. But that already was a red flag for me because a demon thinking that humans are evil and all of that, that didn't sit right with me. And yeah, that's one thing they're trying to do in this anime is trying to feel bad for the demons, me. When in
please feel sorry for us.
yeah, in the games they are just pure evil, and that's the point. They are meant to represent the dark side of humans.
Oh,
Well,
oh wait, what just happened? happen.
Well, there is actually some humans in the classic series that are just as evil as demons, like Arkham and the Holiday
Yeah, but
Sanctus.
what those
Oh yeah, those guys.
what all of those guys have in common? They turn into demons.
Yeah.
That's why turning into a demon is like the equivalent of becoming evil to a human.
Oh
But
yeah,
but
absolutely.
but Ali Shankar doesn't understand that. Oh, you have to feel sorry for the demons, but America is evil. In fact, yeah, the reason why White Rabbit hates so much Sparta is because,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, well, I am going to
Oh
say
yeah.
something that Sparta, here instead of saving humans from demons, they wanted to say that there's some good demons. Most of them seem to be good, and they are like an allegory for refugees. And
Oh god, yeah.
yeah, and what the Sparta did in this version is let them be trapped in hell with Mundus. That's not even hell, it's just another
I
dimension.
remember something. I know it's the first game and not this series, but in the original game, didn't Sparta defeat Mundus? And the first game is Mundus trying to ambush Dante to sacrifice him and have all his power back. Huh?
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
story basically of the first game. Huh?
yeah, but in here and White Rabbit hates Sparta because he let the demons, the good ones supposedly, with trapped with Mundus. But if that's the
And
case,
they never-
but if that's the case, then White Rabbit should hate Mundus more than Sparta than America.
But in this version, Sparta didn't beat Mundus, don't they?
No,
No.
Mundus is just right there. I mean, yeah, another thing that they are making Sparta look like an idiot.
Wus.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
defeat Mundus. He let the good demons trapped with Mundus, and then he was not with Dante and Virgil and their mom. He lets them. So he's a bad father because he let them alone.
They made him like a coward.
Yeah, and yeah, that then he escapes. He is nowhere to be seen in the.
Yeah, he's never. I don't. Yeah, they never show him at all in the
In the
show.
games-
They only like mention him.
In the games, he's
That
no, yeah, in the games he's dead, but he was for a while with Virgil and Dante in their childhood.
Yeah, I remember that they've like the games and even Dante and Virgil have mentioned, at least like implied, that Sparta was with them for some time before I think before he died or disappeared. I kind of get those two mixed up, but yeah. So he was there for some time. They were familiar with who he is as like person, but like in the anime, they just like he was never there, absentee father, I guess, even though that's not
yeah,
at
that's
all
what-
who Sparta is.
Yeah, I had forgotten the name. I was trying to remember it. Her name was
Oh, yeah.
Eva. Her name was
Oh
Eva.
yeah,
And she and they made her a single mother in here because Sparta just abandoned her.
yeah, I hated that. Just oh my god, Sparta would never do that to Ava, and like even in the games, like yeah, Ava was a single mother, but that was because of bad luck, you know.
Yeah,
Like stuff happened that was beyond her and Sparta's control. But even with that, she still did what she did. And it's very clear she did a good job because both Dante and Virgil, they both admire their mother. They look up to her even after death.
And yeah, I think that you could say that maybe in the second season they're going to explain that something happened to Sparta, but given how they treated Dante and other
I don't have
characters,
many faith.
yeah, I think they're going to make it
Yeah.
Sparta villain, and oh, Mundus is going to be a sympathetic guy and all of that. When Mundus
Oh
is
my
the
god.
most pure evil villain in the games.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he does a lot of really evil stuff.
Yeah. In fact, I think on Twitter, Adi Shankar one time said that uh, he thought that Sparta was the villain of the series and Mundus was the good guy. And what the heck?
What? What did he actually say that?
I don't
What?
know. I heard that in.
Well, back to the
But-
topic, the
but
white
Even if that's not true, that to me will make sense that he thinks that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he puts that in the in the anime.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Well-
either. That actually is true, yeah.
But anyways, the White Rabbit, for some reason, he says He even says ironically, "God bless America," you know, in an ironic way because he hates it. But
Yeah.
and you think that why you give a shit? You hate humans in general. America is not more evil to you than any other place.
Yeah, like why target America specifically? I mean, yeah, America ain't exactly, the best place in the world, but White Rabbit, you do know there are tons of other countries right now that are far, far worse than anything America
And they
is.
probably would hate demons too.
Hey, what about the other villain, the vice president?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's voiced by our late Batman.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy.
Conroy. Huh?
Yeah, I was surprised when I heard him, and I was like, "Wait, that voice
James
sounds
is
familiar."
his
And I was like,
name,
"It's
the
Kevin."
character.
Yeah.
Willie
Yeah.
Rollins.
Yeah, and the thing is that at first he seems like a good guy, even though sometimes he starts saying some religious stuff, but you are like, whatever. This is a universe where demons are real, so it's understandable that he starts espousing religious stuff. But later you figure out, oh, this is the religious is evil, specifically Christianity.
Maybe there will be a plot twist in a second or third season that he's an archangel or whatever. But in this season, I think the vice president was just like an Genso from Evangelion wannabe, something like that. You know, the boss of the heroes that is an asshole, and is almost like a villain. Huh?
I think he was just
Yeah.
a religious is bad guy because he was always saying religious stuff, and later is like I said, it was revealed that the demons aren't even really demons; they are just from another dimension, and this guy thinks.
Aliens! Oh my god.
And this guy thinks they're demons just because they have, I don't know, horns or things like that.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what was that?
Just a stupid joke that he made.
I heard that. I was like, "Whoa, what the?" But yeah, it's all good. Just got me by surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, that's, yeah, the motivation of the White Rabbit is not sensical because he seems to have a really big hatred towards humans when in reality he should hate more Mundus than everyone else. He's the ones that have made more damage and to the to the good demons, but I mean, yeah, the humans have been really mean because they don't let them enter, but to their world. But you know what? If the White Rabbit wasn't so evil, letting the bad demons attack when they get into the human world, and be so forceful uh, to get in there. Maybe some humans would accept them because
Spoiler alert, the white villain isn't even a demon, just a bullied kid. Oh
yeah,
my god.
Oh yeah.
yeah, like he was. I mean, if he can feel sorry for the demons, then other humans could. But no, I have to be evil and stupid and
And for some reason there is a portal to the other dimension right about his house.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. That was never explained. It just shows up there.
Yeah, what the fuck.
Yeah,
This show just
And
leaves a lot.
after that, the style changed to one Hilda or Gravity Falls colored style just to make you sappy and sorry. Huh?
yeah.
That was pathetic.
Oh yeah. It was. Oh, sorry. You guys wanted to say something?
No, I wanted to say that, of course, the reason why the White Rabbit is, you know, the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland is because as a kid he read that book, and of course he kinda relates to that book because he also found a portal to another world. And you will think, the reason why the art style changes to something more cartoony and cutesy is because the book he's reading has that style, but no, it doesn't. The art style changes just to be manipulative, and so you feel more sorry for the cute demons.
Oh yeah. I really hated that. Like the moment it happened, it was like, okay, yeah, I could see what you're trying to do right here. And like they really try to like force feed you this idea that these demons are they're not all bad. Look at these guys. They're so nice. They're so adorable. Don't you want to be friends with them?
Yeah, they look
And
like
like
Pokemons. Just cutesy and all that. Hmm?
yeah, it just feels so out of place. Like not only is it like very emotionally manipulative for the show to do this, but stylistically it just feels so out of place. I mean, you could do an art style change. That's not a bad idea, but this does not fit at all with Devil May Cry's like general art style, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of the art style, I think this anime look a little generic, you know?
yeah,
If you compare, you know,
Yeah.
with the great Madhouse one. But I think, you know what? This anime how would be better if they use the style of the intro of this show, you know, with that limited palette colors and all that. Huh?
I mean, if they did that, then at least it will be more obvious that this is its own thing rather than being Devil May Cry. But no, Adi Shankar has said multiple times that he's trying to be as faithful as possible to the games, and
Oh my god.
he's not at all.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Not really.
I mean, you can be your own thing and still sound faithful, like, you know, the Ratchet and Clank remake compared to the PlayStation 2 game. Huh?
Yeah, but yeah, you
Yeah.
can be a reimagination, but here I think that maybe you were not trying to be faithful, or you don't understand the themes of Devil May Cry. If you that's what you thought was being faithful.
This may
Yeah.
be a little controversial, but I think even DMC from Ninja Theory, that game is better because it's own thing. Meanwhile, Adi Shankar is like a middle in the road. It's Devil May Cry, but it's not Devil May Cry. It's something in the middle.
And yeah, even that that game, even if misunderstood some things, like uh, they made the mistake of, because of gameplay reason, they decided to make Dante and Virgil a Nephilim, so they are a combination of an angel and a demon.
Well, it's his own lore.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's a misunderstanding of the themes of Devil May Cry. The point of Dante is that he's human, and that's why he's capable of good, from unlike the other demons. And here, oh, he's good not because he's part human, it's because he's part angel.
Well,
But even then,
Yeah.
but even DMC understood that in Devil May Cry, the demons are the equivalent of pure evil, of the bad side of humans, the concept of evil. Even that understood that.
No, and even all the critics you have with that game is still really its own universe, so it's not that bad.
And you know what? It's also a pretty good game gameplay wise.
Yeah.
So this is not a video game, this anime, so you can't have that redeeming part.
Yeah. And even with then, I doubt that even if the anime was a game, it would be even fun to play. I think it'd be like The Last of Us 2 of the Devil May Cry series. But like should we get back to the White Rabbit's backstory, right?
I mean,
Well, I think the White Rabbit had potential to be a good villain if he was the equivalent of Arkham in this series. Wait, my turn. And you know, in the games, Arkham has his own demon persona or devil trigger that is Jester. Huh?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in this version, because there are many flashback of, you know, Lady and Arkham in this anime, and for some reason, White Rabbit have some fixation with Lady, so they really want to trick you that White Rabbit is Arkham, but spoilers, he isn't. I think he should be Arkham in this version, and his devil trigger would be the White Rabbit.
Yeah, because that would have been a good plot twist, because they also, with the flashback to Lady is a backstory, you see Arkham, but in here, oh, he's just here as a reference because he doesn't do anything in this season, Arkham.
I know that probably Arkham is reserved to another season or all that, because probably he's the more popular villain after Virgil
Yeah.
with Mundus.
And I think that, well, a lot of people actually were theorizing that he was Arkham, because in the first, one of the first teasers, that was the introduction to White Rabbit, they thought that he was, they did that theory because it actually would have made sense, but that's not what they went with.
Yeah, they never did. They were determined to tell the story of demons are good and humans are bad, so they had to change it up to fit this bizarre narrative into Devil May Cry. And like I can't even remember like the White Rabbit's real name.
I don't think they
it
said
is just so forgettable.
Milhouse
What was that?
Van Houten, the best friend of Bart Simpson.
Yeah, victim of bullying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like oh yeah, that's actually another thing I wanted to bring up with like those demons he was friends with. The way they try to like, you know, they show like what was going on in the demon world, like, you know, the poison gas is something I think we forgot to mention. Like there's like this gas that's going around in the air that's like poisoning these like nicer demons. But for some reason, I maybe I've missed it, but I don't think he ever gets affected by it, does he?
I mean, when he enters the first time in the flashback, with the Steven Universe style, he kind of starts coughing a little bit, but then after that, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
he just adapts to it because he's built different.
And even Dante later in the season, he enters in hell because he wanted to show him how hell it was. That was really stupid too. But anyways, uh, he
Oh
enters
yeah,
in hell and he starts coughing even though he's half demon. This should be nothing to him.
Or
But
just like a mosquito bite, nothing more.
yeah,
yeah. Like at worst, it'd be like entering like maybe a swamp and the air just feels a little heavy. But nope, just Dante just gets sick. Not sick, but like it starts to affect them.
yeah, you
Uh,
can tell that White Rabbit was Adi Shankari's favorite character.
He's
oh yeah,
self-insert,
no
you could
doubt.
say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he actually said that, right? Where like the White Rabbit is him, or like he sees a lot of himself with the White Rabbit. Which, by the way, that raises a lot of flags. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, didn't he kill a lot of people? Did he experiment? Oh yeah, I forgot. The White Rabbit also does experiments. You guys remember that?
A mad scientist,
I
some
mean,
sort.
yeah, they want to. I mean, this doesn't make sense because the White Rabbit should not be. I think they wanted to make it so. Oh, he's like. He's an hypocrite because he says, "Oh, I am going to be really mean to these demons, but it's an excuse to save them because I am going to make experiments so they can become stronger to fight the humans." But
Yeah,
but you are making them suffer so much that they want to be killed. There are like in Alien Resurrection when one of the clones of Ripley is like so destroyed and mutated that kill me and lady kills that demon. That's how much you make them suffer. Don't you think that's
yeah.
and of course people are going to say, "Oh, he's crazy," and that's why he sees his action as, justifiable. But I don't think that they make sense. And just because a character is crazy doesn't mean that his actions doesn't make sense. Like Jinx in Arcane, her actions in the first season make sense, even though she's crazy. You can see how she gets to her conclusions, even though she's crazy. And with this guy, not
Don't
really.
compare that ratio with this shit.
No.
Even the second
Yeah,
season
no.
is much better than this.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. Like you can have a crazy character, but you just can't have him like, all willy nilly just, do a lot of vile things. You have to make it, make sense in some way. And with the White Rabbit, it just doesn't make sense at all. Like okay, he's experimenting people, he's a hypocrite. Like you can have a hypocritical villain, you can make something good out of that.
I
But with the
mean,
White Rabbit, it just doesn't work, you
I
know?
mean, with the backstory of the White Rabbit, he should not hate so much humans in general. He should hate much more Mundus and maybe Lady at most and her team, but not humans specifically. So I don't see why he wants to so forcibly practically invade humans if he himself was has made so much awful things that of course humans are going want to kill you after the things you have done.
Well, can we talk about, the end game of the series?
Yeah,
Has
White Rabbit.
mentioned-
Oh yeah.
mentioned
Yeah.
something weird.
White Rabbit wants to do the same that Arkham wanted to do in Devil May Cry 3, which is use Force Edge with using the two amulets to create the Devil Sword Sparda, which is the key to open the the two worlds, the human world and the demon world.
Oh yeah, the bridge between both,
Well,
since he
actually,
locked it
Arkham
all up.
succeeds and
Yeah,
was a much better villain.
yeah, and here he doesn't succeed White Rabbit, but they actually don't need that because I don't think they even needed that because the White Rabbit already had a device that could create portals. So I don't think why would you want to forcibly teleport all demons to the human world? All you are going to.
Because I don't want to say this, but it's like, the Mexican border is not the same. Have some people pass, with a little hole, the border to just there is no borders and all people can just pass. That's
Yeah,
practically what
Yeah.
was going.
and
Huh?
the only thing that is going to make White Rabbit with uh, opening the portal is just going to make so the good demons get killed by the humans and by Mundus, and Mundus is also going to conquer the humans. You're not going to do anything good to them.
Yeah,
His doesn't make any sense.
And for some reason, the White Rabbit almost died. Fusion with.
No, that's later. First, yeah, Lady, uh, she betrays Dante again because he stays. Most of this series, Dante stays locked up, so Lady can be the actual main character. And in here,
oh yeah.
she tries to gamble Dante's life because turns out he needs his blood for some reason to opening the portal.
Wait!
Yeah.
That. I want to take that. The White Rabbit is an idiot because he needs Dante's blood. Well, at the end of the third episode, I remembered Dante for some reason his face is turning half and with all his brain splattered. You have plenty of blood and the White Rabbit was just there. But he just go away. Huh?
Yeah, he didn't grab that blood.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like in that moment they haven't talked about that yet, and they made that up later.
In that moment, exactly the White Rabbit have just won. But
Yeah.
he just, escape or whatever.
Yeah, because later he makes a deal with Virgil to.
Nello Angelo.
Yeah, in that moment is Nello
Oh,
Angelo,
yeah.
because they want to hide his identity to make a tease for the next season. But
It was
anyways,
terrible CGI, by the way.
yeah,
And for some reason, this version of Nello Angelo is Virgil with his memories and he can't talk. If I remember, Nello Angelo in the game was just a meat puppet of Mundus
Yeah,
and a strong demon.
he
Nothing
was
more.
he was brainwashed.
Yeah.
But in here, he seems at least to be. He's he is following Mundus by his own choice, seems. And that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and-
sorry, go ahead.
And well, anyways, that moment he gets the blood with a deal he makes with Nello Angelo to get his blood. And at that moment, if he had the Dante's blood, he would have had everything he needs. But no, I need Dante's blood because I forgot to grab some when
The
his
third episode.
when his face fucking exploded.
Oh yeah.
By the
Like
way,
we
that
have to
was-
save it for the finale.
which was Lady's fault because she put him a bomb, a micro bomb in his blood, so he didn't escape. But in the end, it was for the worse.
Yeah, that was a really stupid plan. I mean, granted, Lady didn't know about, the White Rabbit's plan with the blood, but even then, it's like, I don't know, if he's targeting Dante, wouldn't you want to do everything to avoid bringing harm to him? Oh yeah, that reminds me, she also shot his foot, like his leg, So there's blood right there too that he could just take or send a demon to take it. There's nothing stopping them. But just no. This is insane.
And
Oh my god, this
and
drives me
you know
nuts.
what? When she shot him, remember that he was dodging bullets in the other episode? Why he didn't dodge that? And even if he didn't dodge it, you could you regenerated from a shotgun shot, and in a pair of seconds, won't you heal that bullet wound in even less time? But no, I am become.
What about the special bullets that is, the kryptonite of demons?
Yeah, you could.
It was so
Oh yeah,
I mean,
those.
yeah, you could say that. Oh, that bullet hurted more Dante than the shotgun because it was with the demon bullets. But earlier, it was shown that the demon bullets didn't do anything to Dante because he was immune because of his partially immune because of his human blood.
Another thing, they. I know this is its own thing, this anime, but in this, they say that only, normal weapons can kill demons and only, that special bullets. But in the games, you can kill demons with firepower. It's difficult, but you can kill them with normal weapons.
Yes, because even in Devil May Cry 5, when they show that scene with the soldiers attacking the demons, and they were getting defeated by a few of the weaker enemies, they still showed a few in the ground dead, which means that even though those soldiers were getting those army guys with getting their ass kicked, they still managed to kill a few.
Yeah, like they're not indestructible. They're harder to kill and have some durability advantage behind them, but you can still kill them conventionally. The demon bullets aren't necessary, but Adi clearly doesn't understand how demons are built in the games,
I
or that
mean,
he has terrible memory with it.
those
Oh yeah, sorry.
demon bullets were very inconsistent because sometimes she lady shot directly at those demons, the bosses, and didn't do anything. But sometimes when she shoots them, they die in one.
KO.
Yeah, it's like it's a
Yeah,
fucking randomizer how much damage they do.
Yeah.
yeah, it does not
Like
make
like
sense. I don't
Lupin,
get that.
Yeah.
The bullets work when the plot demands it, and when to make Lady look cool.
Yeah. Ah.
But like, yeah. Uh, what else was it? Oh yeah, about the finale, right?
yeah, that's the finale because they are aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now for after a long fight with the White Rabbit and he is just injured and for some reason he has a minion that is just like a slug that has blood.
The thing is that in this anime they wanted to make the point that demon blood is regenerative. It's not a special ability that only Dante has or his brother. The reason why White Rabbit manages to be so powerful and superhuman is because he has an apparatus that connects him.
To its heart.
Yeah, connected to his heart, and it is constantly pumping demon blood into him.
Even if he's
Oh, yeah.
just a human.
Yeah, so in a way he's part demon too. But the thing
Yeah.
is that he also, one of his minions has a lot of vials connected with tons of demon blood, and he turns into like a tyrant monster, but Lady beats him with one kick. And later that minion appears again with his form deflated, but then White Rabbit eats him and with all the blood that he grabs, he turns into a tyrant monster now.
Yeah, from Resident Evil.
And yeah, for some reason
Yeah.
it resists a lot of shots, even though Lady, that minion, she defeated it with just one kick.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. But like,
And you
and once
could
he
say
transforms,
that you could say that the reason why he's powerful, even though he's a tyrant, is because he still has Force Edge. But no, that's not the reason. It's because they even said that he loses Force Edge later.
Well, I
Oh, he
mean,
does?
they just
Oh, yeah.
ran a big final showdown, you know, the final boss
Oh,
of the
and you
season.
have to shoot him in the weak spot.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Can they
Yep, like
could
the
at least
apparatus, right?
transform if the white rabbit, you know, all its, you know, leitmotif is a rabbit, you know, like a giant monster rabbit or something like that. Like you know, like the wild boar in Princess Mononoke that was like a demon and all that. Giant rabbit or hare version of that thing. That would be much cooler.
Yeah. But nope, we just gotta, go with the tyrant. That's the
Ah.
best way.
And one thing that I wanted to mention, that before the white rabbit turns into that thing, he has a little discussion with Lady, and the reason why Lady said that she suspected that White Rabbit was a human because he reveals his appearance by removing the mask of the rabbit, which I don't know.
Make sense.
Yeah, because how he got a mask that was so so good?
No, that you know can express emotions and all that.
Yeah, that's why I think it would have made more sense if he was fused with a demon rabbit, but no, it's just a mask.
Yeah,
But
it's just a
anyway.
regular mask.
Yeah,
And it goes away once he
You know,
transforms,
like a
if I'm
Scooby-Doo
correct.
villain.
yeah,
Look, it was just
Yeah.
the farmer Ernest.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Shaggy.
But anyways, yeah. When lady says, "Oh, I knew that you were a human because only a human could be so evil. Humans are bad," and that's not the point of the Devil May Cry. Is humans are capable of good because they have humanity. That's why
Yeah.
even a devil can cry like Dante because he's part human. And now Dante is not special because now all demons can cry,
Well,
even the ones that not have human part.
Well, back to the main fight of the final boss was okay. Nothing special, but yeah, that was better than many of the fights.
Well, one reason what it was better is because they actually saved some of the budget for that fight, and they didn't make White Rabbit CJ unlike Cavalier Angel and the other bosses.
Yeah. For some reason,
Yeah.
you know, not only the bosses, for some reason the Devil Trigger sucks in this anime.
Oh yeah, it's also CJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he looks
It
weak.
is so pathetic.
He looks awful. He looks
Yeah.
like an alien from Ben 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
like the double triggers always look so good, but they really messed that up with this
And
show.
for some
And the CJ looks
reason,
awful.
Acne beat the craps out of Devil Trigger Dante
That's the point that he's supposed to,
to be OP.
Yeah, but no, he gets his ass kicked and then Lady beats him with one bullet because that was one of the few times it was actually useful. The
Yeah.
fucking anti-demon bullets. She had
Yeah.
to take his kill.
Yeah. You can never let Dante have the spotlight, only Lady.
That's not Lady.
No.
No, it's
I
really
think-
not.
Even
That's Rachel Segler for you.
I mean, you know what? there's not even a reason why Dante calls her Lady and she takes that name, because in the original, Lady was Mary and she hated Arkham so much because obviously he's a really bad guy, so she wanted to
Asshole that.
yeah, she wanted to not have that name anymore, so she was now the woman with no name, but Dante,
And she take the nickname of Dante.
yeah,
Gave her.
Dante called her Lady and she took it, but in here there's no reason for that. She just called herself Mary all the time. She has no problem with being called Mary Arkham, even though in here she should also hate Arkham.
She called in this version at least Kalina Ann, the name of her mother, that is the name of her iconic bazooka.
Oh yeah, the bazooka is shown
Yeah.
just one time. And she
Yeah.
didn't use it much.
Yeah.
And it's one of her, like, most iconic things about her is that rocket launcher.
Yeah.
But nope, we can't have that. We gotta keep the demon bullets, even though the rocket launcher is way better, more effective. Oh yeah, wait, that reminds me. I think the White Rabbit gets hit by that rocket launcher directly, right?
No, I think it was Cavalier Angelo who got hit directly, and
Oh yeah,
it was excuse to get it out of the fight for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was supposed to be the second in command or a stronger minion of the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
but all it takes is a rocket launcher to send him flying. Not to say that to downplay Kalina Ann, but
Yeah, in a Team Rocket style.
Yeah.
But he returns somehow. The Cavalieri Angelo have a little fight with Dante.
Which is really lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably one of the lamest fights in the.
And they
In the anime.
even made Dante so weak that he can't even kill him. You need, just to close the portal so Cavalieri Angelo is practically killed, split in 2 dimensions.
Yeah, the portal cut his head. And yeah, Dante can even defeat him on his own.
Yeah, he needs to have
Yeah.
a chip shot to win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's intelligent, you could say, and maybe Dante Classic could do that, but
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't make him look like a powerful character.
yeah, I mean, you will think that he will. I mean, if he
Like
had
he would do a
other
little better,
kills that were badass, I wouldn't have minded that. But when that's the only one of the few kills of a major boss he gets, and it's not even with his own power, it makes him look weak.
Yeah, the other
It
one
really does.
was Rudra.
Yeah, and he did it with Rudra's sword.
Yeah. He can
Oh, yeah.
kill Acne.
Yeah.
Lady was the one that stole that kill.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, back to the White Rabbit, because I think during the fight with him, they have to specifically hit the apparatus on his
Yeah.
chest. That's his weakness, right?
Yeah.
But then, like throughout the fight, I think it was the helicopter I'm actually thinking of. They get a helicopter, or at least the helicopter like shoots the White Rabbit with a missile, by the way, and it hits him. But for some reason, I mean, like I can understand he shrugs it off, but nothing from that explosion hit the apparatus like at all.
No.
He didn't even cover it, and yet he's fine. Like what?
Yeah.
Like come on, like there's got to be something. But nope, he's just completely fine. This
Yeah.
show is so inconsistent with power levels.
And yeah, like I said before, the White Rabbit is not powered up because it has Force Edge. Remember, in this anime, Force Edge is not a weapon that makes you all that much powerful. Early in the seasons, he doesn't manage to block one of the shots and it damages him, the White Rabbit.
Yeah,
even though he has Force Edge.
yeah. It just like all this power, and it just means nothing in the long run. Just it
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything for them.
Yeah,
Like, what's
because
the
they
point?
remember Adi Shankar wanted to make this more science fiction, so he made it so Force Edge is not like a magical apparatus, it's more like just a portal with science fiction bullshit. And
Oh
they try to
yeah,
make a scientific explanation that doesn't make any sense.
yeah. Like, if anything, it just breaks it because of all of this. Like, it just brings the question they can just do more of this, like with the portals. But nope, it just only this one, I guess. Oh
Yeah, I mean,
God,
in a way, at making it science fiction, you make even less sense because uh, I can believe that a magic sword can make you powerful and also create a, the union of two worlds together. But when it's just a sword and you try to make it science fiction, it becomes just like comic book science fiction that is just basically magic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no consistency. There's nothing behind it. Just, oh my God, this show, man,
Well,
it's
before
really
we
something. Yeah.
finish, can we talk a little more about Enzo? He has his heroic moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that part was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool. And
yeah.
And he,
but given how yeah he sacrifices himself to save Dante, and you would think that that part, given that in this version Dante gets his he turns his devil trigger with anger, you will think that will be the moment he activates his devil trigger and defeats White Rabbit, but no, it's when White Rabbit later insults him, and that makes me mad. But I didn't mind when you kill Tenso.
that was practically his only friend in this version.
Yeah, and I think it's when he says that he was going to kill Virgil or something like that, White Rabbit, and you think that White he cares for Virgil in here. I mean, he thinks that Virgil is dead, and even if he, uh, I mean, he was your brother, but if he's alive, you will think that. Uh, um,
Like, you know,
I mean, yeah, I can understand that he cares about him, but uh, uh, more than Enzo that just died.
yeah, yeah. I don't get it. Like, Virgil means a lot to Dante, and you think he'd take that more seriously, but no, it just
just
that's
the
another thing with the show that it's missing.
Yeah, just the threat of killing Virgil is more than Enzo being killed in this moment right now.
Yeah, that's what gets him going, not Enzo's death. Like, God,
I mean, yeah,
Enzo, you were
he
too good
was
for us.
sad and everything, and she shed a tear because it's one sad moment of the show, but it still didn't. Nothing else happened.
Yeah, it just not really anything came out of it. It just was kind of cheap, you know?
Yeah,
It was a very cheap tactic. You were taken from us too soon, Enzo. Too soon,
And
brother.
they made the mistake of killing one of the few good characters of this show. And if
yeah,
there will be new seasons, they can't use him.
yeah. He's dead. You can't
Yeah.
use him again.
Unless you make some bullshit excuse, which
Uh,
I doubt even they would
that
do.
maybe
But even
he
then,
was all the time not them and that would be stupid.
that would be
But
really dumb.
I don't discard that possibility with Mr. Addy.
Uh,
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
And I think that here comes the last part. Yeah, Lady takes the final shot and the phrase jackpot from Dante, and after that, she betrays him again
I
Yes,
remember that.
Ulisse, why?
because at this point the Darkcom have, I mean, lady, she turned pro demon really easily. She just saw one of them and said, "Oh, now I care about demon, and they are poor, even though I have been killing them all my life." This one just says a sad backstory, and she believes him, and she becomes pro demon. But then she still is pro Darkcom, even though they have shown time and time again they will kill demons like they are nothing all the time, and she still drugs Dante, which
That is one of the few good demons, and is a powerful one that can help her.
yeah, but no, you are too dangerous, so I'm going to keep you here. I get it
You are
that
too
they want.
dangerous to be kept around.
Yeah, I get it that they want to make it the dynamic of, you know, uh, the girl that gets annoyed with the stupid guy like Deadpool, and the or Cable of the female sidekick that she gets something Deadpool, and
Domino.
yeah, Domino,
Yeah,
that she gets annoyed with his stupidity, and she is the, the straight
Or-
woman.
Or Chai and Peppermint.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Chai and,
Hi-Fi Rush.
Chai and Peppermint. But the thing is, in Hi-Fi Rush, Chai really did fuck up things, even though he was really powerful. He really fucked up things and made them worse consistently. So it made sense that Peppermint got annoyed with him. And in here,
She's like the brains of the duo.
yeah, and in here, even though Dante is kind of stupid, but it's mostly because what makes him stupid is,
Well, actually, Lady in this version is almost as stupid as Dante.
yeah, and the most stupid things that Dante does is trusting the lady so many times. So,
yeah.
and he's still very powerful. He only becomes really incompetent when he's near the lady, so she can look
And
better.
that's almost all Dante's train time, so that means that Dante sucks in this anime.
Yeah, but he still has a few cool moments, like when he saves all those people and when they are playing crashes. That was a moment that was cool. And yeah, like what I'm trying to say is that even though in here Dante is incompetent, he's still a powerful ally. So why would you give him to Darkcom? You shouldn't trust them anymore. And you know why? Because
Yeah.
the first thing that they do when they find the device that White Rabbit had is they invade hell and start killing demons. Lady, if you are pro demon, you should quit Darkcom now.
Yeah, like this should be the final straw for you. And they're
It's
playing
like being,
American Idiot, by the way, while they're bombing the demons.
Yeah.
And after
And, like-
that, USA invades hell for some reason.
And America, but America for some reason, even though
And becomes Team America World Police, that movie.
yeah,
Another character. I remember the president that was like a stupid parody of Donald Trump and
Yeah.
was.
is a stupid Texan that has a really sissy voice,
And was just a marionette of the vice president.
yeah, and he has even a cowboy hat, so it's not already very obvious that he's a Texan.
You remember the character, the Texan from The Simpsons?
Yeah.
It reminds me of him. Huh?
Yeah,
The crazy Texan guy with the two pistols
yeah.
all the time.
And another thing, they even put Asmongold in this anime.
Oh God, I remember that.
And they,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's like at the very start, actually.
yeah, and they make him a crazy conspiracy theorist saying that, oh, demon terrorists are going to attack, and he was right, but they try to make him look crazy and anti-demon because obviously everything that's anti-demon in here is pure evil.
Well,
Yeah,
and that
even though that should be the
was
most logical for everybody.
well. Before we
And
finish,
they even give him a southern accent, even though he doesn't have one in real life.
before we
Yeah.
finish, I want to say some few things. First off,
Okay.
I have a talk with many fans of Devil May Cry or people that don't know the series and say, well, if if you judge this as its own thing is alright and it's a decent anime. But no, sir. Even if I I wouldn't be a Devil May Cry fan, I would think this anime really sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, if I want to see, an anime with cool demons and humans versus demons, I watch Demon Slayer, Devilman Lady. I could watch. I don't know, Bleach.
The Devil Manovas.
Devil Manovas, Bleach,
Yeah.
Claymore, Berserk. There are plenty more.
Yeah.
Hellsing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
even if you count this as its own thing, it still sucks.
Yeah. I mean, we already
Absolutely,
just talked
yeah.
for a long time about the plot holes and problems that this has. Uh, it's not just that it's not like Devil May Cry.
Even as its own thing is bad, sorry, it's just an opinion.
Yeah, the only good thing that is coming from this is that some people watch it on Netflix because they probably had nothing better to do and they got introduced to the games.
Yeah.
And I will think the game sucks because of this series.
No, I mean, if they don't play with them. Because, yeah, I
Yeah.
have seen a few
Although,
people.
luckily.
I have seen
Oh, sorry,
a
go
few
ahead.
people starting to play the games because of the anime, but like I said, that's the only good thing that has come from this. That out of curiosity,
Yeah.
they go to see the original source material.
Which is infinitely better. Let's agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well then,
Well,
like at least like I could give it that. That it's done that. It's certainly gotten me interested back into the main series again, which I should do after this podcast.
yeah. We are already marathoning the old games.
Yeah.
Even Devil May Cry 2. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I am going to put the gameplay of this one and DMC because.
That's the Black Sheep games.
Yeah, and this is another new black sheep in the franchise.
I think this is the worst one.
Yeah, I mean DMC was really said
Yeah.
that it has good gameplay and the story, the lines at least are funny with how bad they are. And Devil May Cry 2 is so awful as a game that it's funny to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 2 at least has, good art, Lucia. Hey, Lucia made a cameo in this series for
Yeah.
like
Oh,
5
yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
And she's never seen again.
But again, even Devil May Cry 2 broke a few things to the franchise that become staples, like the Sword Rebellion, the ability to change weapons in gameplay quickly, and even the Bloody Palace and other things. So yeah, more. Yeah.
Yeah.
More contributions to the franchise than this.
Yeah, absolutely. As many problems as Devil May Cry 2 has, at least it, brought a lot more positive influence in some way, since it did inspire the dev team to make a way better game. and they just keep building off of that,
Yeah.
which is what's, I could give it more credit there than I ever could with this anime.
And the difference I could say with the Devil May Cry 2 with this anime is they had good intention to make a good product. I know the product wasn't good, but they don't have, like that mean spirit, you know, goal of you say I will destroy this and I will become my thing, like Star Wars Disney did, because this is like almost Disney Star Wars with the Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
Devil
yeah.
May Cry 2, even DMC from Ninja Theory, at least they wanted to make a good product, I don't know. And they had a soul, those games. This is a soulless cash grab. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, soulless animation slop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen, and there's like way better animes that you could watch on Netflix, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like maybe Cyberpunk Edge Runners, a show with tons of depth.
Yeah. I
There
mean,
are
Yeah.
millions better.
yeah, I mean, like we mentioned it before, even Arcane Season 2 not only has better animation, but it's also better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even with
even
Sally's
season 2,
problems is much, much better than this.
I agree. Yeah, there's, I happily, would look through anything Arcane over this,
Yeah.
because at least you could get more stuff out of Arcane, even through like when it's at its low points. There's still something you can get from it.
Yeah. And at least
But
the
just,
final
yeah.
episode of season 2 was almost like watching an action movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
in here, the action is
Sloppy.
yeah. I mean, yeah. For example, you didn't have to make all the bosses like CGA awful because you. I get it that you wanted to make them with a lot of detail, like in the games, but I don't think that anybody would have minded that make them a more simplistic design just so they are easier to animate with 2D.
Yeah.
yeah,
But no, we have
and you
to
can still like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, and even then they weren't so faithful to them because Agni Rudra have heads.
Before we finish this, now that we are
Yeah.
talking about the action scenes and the CGA, I think they wanted to be. Have you seen Demon Slayer the anime? Stygian? Or no?
The Demon Slayer anime.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, what can I say about this? That anime blends in its action scenes 2D with 3D animation and looks fantastic. The angles and shots,
Oh, yeah.
all that. I think they wanted to do just like that, but they fuck it up. They didn't do it well, like in that anime.
I mean, there's an action scenes that's similar to that when they are chasing White Rabbit and the bosses attack Dante. And even though it's a pretty cool fight scene, Dante doesn't kill any of the demon bosses.
Yeah, I think the only one. Oh wait, doesn't he? Which one did he actually kill any one of them or none at all? Because I thought
No, Cavalier Angelo dies later, and so Echidna, and so Agni Rudra.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. The only one he does kill is Cavalier, and that's with the portal thing. So it's like,
Yeah, and in that fight
Jesus
scene,
Christ.
when yeah, that scene mixes a lot of CGI and 2D animation, but the difference is that I don't remember Demon Slayer ever using CGI for the characters because they know that they don't usually look good in 3D. is usually for the background.
Or dramatic angles for attacks, you know, like in the Guilty Gear modern games.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
but in
like
here,
they understood how to limit that, you know.
yeah, but in here they look awful. I think that nobody would have minded that you have made their designs more simple just to be used to with the animation.
Yeah, like as long as you still get like the general like idea of the design, it doesn't have to be exactly accurate, but if it's like you still get the general idea behind it, like it's supposed to be similar, you could still make it work.
What I wanted to say is that which Berserk anime most people prefer, the 2016 that people use it as an insult because it has terrible CGI, or the classic OVAs, because even though that compared to the manga is a lot more simplified the style, people like it more because uh, yeah, people still can tell what are the characters, but the 2016 anime with its CGI, yeah, has more detail, but they look awful.
Oh yeah, they do. I've seen the comparisons, and it is night and day. It's like those are really good comparisons of style, clash, artistic style clashing. It's just the classic OVA just did a really good job, even if they were a bit more limited at their time. They still made everything look incredible. Like there's still a lot of shots from that anime that I see, thrown around here and there because of how good it looks.
Yeah,
In 2016, you never see that because everyone would rather forget it.
yeah. Well, I think that's enough.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
good.
I'd say that's fair. Huh?
Yeah, I know it
It was,
was
yeah.
just a rant.
Yeah, but this thing deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
show
don't
just
think
there's
I
so
will
little
watch that
that's good to
second
talk about.
season if it has one.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm not
I
sure.
pass.
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
not sure. I think it got announced recently, right?
Yeah.
That it was getting a second season.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean something is better with a second season.
Yeah, they are not going to explain the
Yeah,
plot holes, and they're just going to make more stupid shit.
yeah, and I'm kind of amazed that it's somehow getting a second season. Although I get the feeling that they probably like pre-ordered or prepaid
Yeah.
a second season before season one finished.
Yeah, and maybe Capcom can sue them if they don't bring a second season if they paid for one.
Yeah,
Yeah, honestly, just please, Capcom, just just stop with these adaptations, or they just
I
get the
mean,
better people.
before we finish, one just thing. Capcom doesn't have a problem with treating badly its own IPs. You know, Resident Evil, the live action movies, and an horrible live action Netflix show.
yeah,
Hmm? And
Oh yeah,
Resident Evil is its flagship series. Hmm?
yeah. So of
yeah,
course they get more awful adaptations, even though they also get more games.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Devil May Cry is not the exception to that
Yeah,
treatment.
yeah,
Unfortunately, they do not treat most of their IPs, not even the flagship ones, with respect. Monster Hunter also had a movie adaptation,
Yeah,
and I heard that one
horrible
was
one
really
with
bad.
Mila Jokovic, huh? And Paul
Yeah,
Anderson again.
yeah,
why do they still work with him?
Because
I don't
he
get it.
make them a shit ton of money with that Resident Evil schlock.
yeah. And I wanted to make another one with now Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing that one I think failed
So
because
yeah,
I don't think there's any
it's
plans
sad,
for a
but
sequel.
Capcom don't respect too much its
Yeah, but
franchise.
yeah, but the Monster Hunter live action movies didn't work out. I don't think there's going to
Yeah,
be another one.
Yeah.
But
At least
anyways,
not for a long time.
yeah, I think that's enough for now. You want to say anything else?
No, I think I'm good. I think I've got all I need said. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, for being with us. Maybe another time we could talk about
The classic one.
the classic anime when you finish watching it.
The Madhouse
Oh,
one.
hell
The
yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna try to like continue watching that because I have access to it. I think I might try to watch a few episodes today because I definitely need something to wash my brain from the
Yeah.
awful Netflix anime. And it's been genuinely good too. So I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Yeah.
Well,
All right
anyways,
then.
that's all for today. See you later, guys.